had zero clue on what to build when I was starting my development journey. I didn't really wanted to build another ChatGPT wrapper or another to-do list app, but rather build something that I'll actually use. So recently I was tired of this problem and thought to myself to actually build an app to solve this. And I'll be talking about this today, so let's go. I was tired of building ideas that didn't really mean anything to me, so I built an app to force me to find problems in my own life and then build ideas around it. The app is called ProbNote. It is an app that sends notifications throughout the day, which then prompts you to write down the things that you did and the problems that you faced since the last notification that it sends. You will then have logs of things that you have done and the problems that you will face. From there, you can come up with app ideas and project ideas that actually solve a problem. At the beginning of my development journey, finding ideas to build was actually a difficult thing to me. When I was searching on YouTube on what ideas to build or what problems to solve, the things that come out is just not interesting to me, which is typically AI this, AI that, or ChatGPT wrap this, ChatGPT wrap that. The ideas were not worth it for me and I needed something to actually make the coding session more fulfilling. So I thought to myself, enough is enough, and I just decided to create an app that will actually come up with ideas that will solve my own problems, which in turn will make the coding session more fulfilling as I'm building to help me improve my own life and not just building for the sake of building. With the idea out of the way, I will be talking about the tech stack. The tech stack that I'll be using is React Native and Superbase. The reason why I'm using React Native is because the syntax is very similar to React for web development, so I'll be familiar with it. As for why I chose Superbase is because it's easy to use and I'm familiar with it, so I just decided to stick with it. But developing the app was not a walk in the park though. I did not have a single clue on how to set up React Native, let alone create a mobile app. Although the syntax is similar to React, but the technology and the setting up was completely different to React. So to help with the setup, I followed a YouTube video by a channel called Net Ninja and followed what he did word for word to set up the app. But after setting up the app, I didn't really follow the rest of the tutorial. In terms of coding the app itself, to get the foundation and the stuff built, I sketched how I would like the app to look like on paper and then send it to ChatGPT to create the foundation of it. At first, it looked ugly, so I adjusted the style until I am happy with it. Next, for the notifications. Again, I asked ChatGPT to help me generate the codes for it and then I just copy pasted it in. But in order to test it, you need the project to be in the development build, but I did not know how to do that, so I asked ChatGPT to help me do that. I couldn't really understand what it was spitting out at me, which I found is a common problem when I asked it to do complicated stuff like notifications and setting up the EAS build development build. So I went to YouTube for help and I stumbled upon 2 YouTube videos by Expo which helped me a lot to do this. I followed the tutorial and got the app working on my Android device. I tested the notifications at different intervals like 10 seconds or 20 seconds to see if it works or not and realized it actually works quite well, so I just increased to 3600 seconds to see if it actually worked for that. But after a day of testing it, I realized that it's actually not in a constant interval of 1 hour but rather a random interval like 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour 10 minutes, and it's not really what I wanted. I was paranoid with it, so I asked ChatGPT to fix this. One of the solutions that it came out with after a few prompts was to use push notifications instead of local notifications, which is what I was using. I tried setting up the push notifications but I realized it got too complicated too quick because it uses Firebase. So I gave up on push notifications and just accepted my fate to use local notifications. So instead of the app sending notifications every 1 hour, it is just random intervals throughout the day. I guess it's good because it's unpredictable and the user really do not have to stress about the notifications coming out when it's around the time. So that's about it for the programming side of things, and I actually started using the app. What surprised me was that at the first day of using the app, I came out with the ideas that was not really out there yet, and it was actually useful for my life. Then as the days goes by, I started to get more and more ideas, and I even thought about creating a ideas journal which I can log down all the ideas that I come up with. I guess that means that the app does its job. But over time, the notifications kind of get too troublesome, so I just thought of creating a customizable interval which you can just customize on whether the interval of the notifications to be 1 hour or 2 hours or maybe just a single notifications a day. And I might even add an AI that actually will come up with the ideas and will validate whether the ideas will work or not. So that's about it on how I created the first version of the app. If you are interested or if you want to use it yourself, I link the app in the description down below. So yeah, this is how I created ProbNote and the problems that I faced. Anyways, that's my opinion. Bye.